Yeah, David Dread of Steel Pulse, and I'm saying hail to the lion voice, because it's time that the lion have its voice, have its own story. Says I'm stepping out here, hear me now. Oh, yeah, the lion's voice. Raw.
The time has come for the lioness to tell her own story.
With these hours,
Yes.
we must think which AU can ask us accountable.
Yes.
It's not only that the AU is not following up. We are not following
We
up.
are not following up. I'm glad he said that.
Africans around the world, unite. Do not fight. Stand up for Africa's right. Help make Africa's future bright. Keep Africa's light growing. Keep Africa overflowing with love and righteousness.
Well, lion voice, tell them that's the people first choice. Lion voice, make the lioness them feel nice. Lion voice, for the lion cubs we sacrifice. Lion voice, got to show the people them the life. Lion voice.
Well, great is the Almighty, and greatly to be praised in the city of Haile Selassie I, the mountain of His holiness.
Yeah, from Cape to Cairo, from Timbuktu to the Nile, you know, the whole entire continent.
Beautiful for situation, the joy of the whole earth is Mount Zion, from Accra to Addis Ababa.
Yes, it's a beautiful continent, better control, Mama Africa.
Very beautiful.
From Cape to Cairo, from Timbuktu to the Nile, I smile for Mama Africa.
I hear you call Mama Africa. Been so long since I see Mama. Father of Africa set the law. The lion come and dismantle Babylon flaw. We gonna use solar energy, use sanitation to build the ecology. We utilizing green technology. We hailing Haile Selassie first without apology. And then we build the youth them economy. We dismantle Babylon monopoly. We teach the youth them how to live properly. Tell them make sure them got the title for them property.
Yes, this beautiful continent, better control, Mama Africa. From Cape to Cairo, from Timbuktu to the Nile, I smile for Mama.
Greetings in that divine name of His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie I. Glory and honor the name of his chosen queen, Empress Wazira Menen. My name is Kwasi Bansu, aka the Dejazmatch Kwasi, aka Ras Kwasi, aka the Reading Ras, aka the Panafrican Happy Man. I'm a creative industry attorney, I'm an author, I'm an artist, I'm an actionist, and right now I'm the host of the Lion's Voice. Welcome to the Lion Voice, and welcome to the Lion Voice Network and Lion Talk, a series where we sit down with lions and lionesses to bring to the eye them topics that are very important to the global Rastafari Pan-African family. As you can hear, we are on site. I'm going to let the siren pass, but that's part of the ambience. We are here off of Black Broadway. This is one of the most special interviews, and this is the first in a series of interviews I'm going to be bringing authors so we can talk about their books. So I say I'm the Reading Ras, I'm an author, but it's not just I. We have ones who have been writing books before I and ones that will write books after. This guest is very special to I, because it's one of I teachers, I Jegnas. When I came into the movement, she was one of the people who guided I one of the most salient pieces of advice ever that I've ever received in this trad was, while others are praying, sometimes you have to be working. And I've taken that as a mantra. She's written books. She's a journalist. She's an educator. She's an author. She is a mother to many, not just her own biological children, but most of the Rastafari sistren you've seen featured on this channel have been taught or have sat at the foot of this elder to get their knowledge and wisdom. She is a national, international, international treasure, a Rastafari matriarch. She is the pioneer when it comes on to the educated Rastafari in the sistren. I have a lot of doctors and this and that where we bring on the channel. Before all of that, she was there steadying the pace, coming through the house of the Nyabingi, the first sistren from upper middle class background to really trod the Asian order of the Ayabingi, bringing valuable skill sets into the movement. A sistren that has also trotted to the continent multiple times before I was even born. She had made the trod to the continent. One of my most seminal moments in the Rastafari movement was being able to go to Ghana for the first time with this same elder that you see sitting beside I. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about our elder, matriarch, Nana Farika Berhane. Welcome to the Lion's Voice. Lengthy intro, but I couldn't do any less. And I missed a lot of things.
Let me share. I've been welcome.
Yes.
Trotting from house to house. Last time I trotting in.
Yes.
And then I trotting out. From this day forward. Peace within thy house and prosperity within thy palace. For thy brethren and thy companions say, I will now say peace be within thee. Once upon a time I been and they went into another one. Gates.
Yes.
So they greeted each other.
Wow. And you hear the cadence, that poetic cadence. That is because she's also a poet. And we're going to talk about some of her poetry. I'm hoping that she will be nice enough to even read from Africa on the Move, because that's why we're here. We're here. She's written many books, but one of the seminal works that you have written is this book, Africa on the Move, and that's why we're here. Before we get into the book, though, I want to just, for those who are not familiar, because Rastafari will know the I, but for those who are not familiar, I have Ethiopians. I just saw today that I have viewers in Australia, all over. So just give us a brief introduction, where you were born, what was, your upbringing, and your journey into Rastafari.
I'll try to make it brief.
Yes.
Because I've actually been writing about my trods from the 60s until now, and I keep getting stuck at the 80s. I was born in Kingston, Jamaica.
Yes.
My mother was actually, although we didn't know that at the time, she's actually a descendant of the Eastern Maroons.
Okay.
And my father was a Gaviite. I was more influenced in growing up with my father than my mother. My mother was much younger than my father. And he was a pioneer, going around making sure he had a kind of construction building. And when the elders came up here in 1988, I found out that most of them had worked for him. I never knew.
Okay, yes. Yeah, I hear this.
Right. And he also was responsible for making sure that Mrs. Amy Jakes Garvey was properly housed. Got land for her chief and then build their house for one.
Beautiful.
I'm looking for somebody to do that for me. So I started my own a very important person that I don't usually mention, but she is one Daisy Greenwich, a Barbadian.
Okay.
She used to run the Black Man, Darby's Black Man friendship, and she was an actress. But she was always in our house acting. And of course, as she been very mischievous, been taking her serious. Yeah. And I'm telling her she could tell and Garvey. Yeah. Etc. Yeah. For me, she was like an aunt. Yeah. She got me my, when we had graduation, she found a date for me.
Yes.
she got me my first job, etc. But she's not mentioned much about Garvey.
Yes. Because I'm just hearing for the first time now.
Of course, because these scholars like Rupert Lewis and those don't mention her.
Yes.
So how are you going to hear?
And say the name again?
Daisy Greenwich.
Daisy Greenwich.
She was from Barbados.
Okay.
So I was partly schooled by Barbadians.
With the Barbados family?
Yes. And on top of that, when I worked for the Green, the editor was Theodore Seeley, a very strict and bossy Barbadian. The Barbadians are in my life.
Stick a pin 1 second. So, yeah, that's not a name that we hear very frequently.
I've never heard it amongst others. And I myself have been guilty of not talking about her. But as I go older, I remember my youth more.
Yes.
And so I said, well, nobody talks about Daisy, but she was so important.
Yeah.
Running the Black Man movement.
You were not someone that was looking at this from the perspective of outside. You were literally inside.
Right.
You know, so you have a perspective that I think is so vital. And I think it comes through in your poetry. Why don't you read us one of your poems? And what we're going to do is we're going to do this interview a little different, because some of these poems, family, and this is why you're going to buy the book. It's available on Amazon. Powerful work. And again, these poems are coming from someone who knew Amy Jacques Garvey, who was there, whose father was right in the center of the movement in Jamaica. So it's invaluable. So can you share one of your poems here, and then we'll continue on the journey to Africa on the Move.
Africa is on the move. Africa is growing. Africa is sowing freedom sound. There's a wind blowing, sowing seeds of change on Africa, whispering freedom to each and every one, raining freedom all over the land. I shall arise in the morning. I shall witness the dawning of a new day for Africa. I shall arise in the morning to the sound of the drums. I shall come, Mother Africa. I shall come. I shall come. But there's no turning back. The vision I have of Africa redeemed. For scattered sons and daughters returning from the four corners of the earth, giving birth to new heights in humanity. And the hungry shall be fed, and each man have a bed of his liking. And the naked shall be clothed, and the aged have respect, and the infant wrapped in love in Africa's rainbow dawning. And Ethiopia shall stretch forth her hands unto Jah, and the earth shall be judged, and the fullness thereof, and tranquility shall reign.
That is it, people. Rainbow Dawning. I know that poem very well. That is one of the seminal, for those of us who know and love Nana Farika, that is one of the favorites. And that's just a taste of what to expect in this new work, Africa on the Move. Again, make sure you visit Amazon and purchase. So, in terms of your journey, coming up in the Marcus Garvey movement, you had a Pan-African foundation. What was your first interaction with Rastafari in terms of your first recollection?
Recollection I remember first is the Jamaican political situation. Jamaica got what they call adult literacy. That means ordinary people could vote.
Yes.
And the election didn't go the way the middle class should. It was Norman Manley, which is Michael Manley's father,
Yes.
against Alexander Bustamante.
Yes.
At first, Alexander Bustamante was the head of the union, and it was won.
Yes.
And then they broke up because Buster decided he's popular. He should run his own party.
Yes, he was a populist.
Yeah, he was. And so, when the elections were held, the outcome was that Bustamante won. Great consternation in the middle class.
Yeah.
But what he did was turn out workers to pave the roads. And we were living in a little suburban area where the road, it was just opening up. So that was one of the roads that was being paved.
What part of Kingston was
East
this?
Kingston.
East Kingston.
We're living actually at Milford Road. And then the main road was Windward Road.
Windward Road, yes.
And so there were workers on Windward Road and there were workers on Milford Road, right?
Yes.
And among the workers was Rastafari people.
Okay.
Yeah. And I remember walking because my father, although he was so militant, he sent us to Roman Catholic school because giving us the type of education that was European.
Yes.
So this Rasta man saw me struggling with a big book as a black child. And black people were being that educated and not being that in middle class and upper middle class.
Yeah.
So of course he had an affinity to me. Well, I called me, little girl, what's that book you're reading? So I showed him the book. And the book was A History of England. He said, no. You must read A History of Africa. As a child, that stuck into my head. So
Okay.
that's the first
Planting the seed.
Planting the seed.
Mm-hmm.
And then my mother, she was not in favor of Rasta at all. But her little own heritage, which she didn't share with us, made her like plants and trees. So she always had a beautiful garden. And there was a Rasta man who she used to hire to help her with her garden. He would always recommended I should have some herbs and things.
Yes.
And she was outraged, but she never fired him because she liked how talented he was.
Yes.
And then the other neighbors, they would cheer him. It was not full time, so cheer him on certain days. So I remember him and his interaction with her.
Yes. Just in terms of context, what year are we talking about? What, are we talking about 60s or?
No.
This is when?
No, this will be in the late 40s.
Wow.
And
early 50s, late 40s.
Right.
So I just want to show the caliber, because some people are elders but them just come in an eldership. The eye has been seated in eldership for some time. When we talk about the 40s and early 50s, we must know.
I was a child.
Yes, exactly.
And I was keeping up what was going on. I was selecting the World War II before it ended and all that sort of stuff.
So you still have memories of World War II?
Oh yes, I remember the FM planes.
Okay, yes.
I remember the blackouts. Yeah, I remember the man walking up and down, telling us turn off the lights, turn off the lights.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember that very
You see?
well.
So it's a living archive in terms of that Jamaica that you grew up in doesn't exist anymore.
No.
And the thing we also have to, that I like, is that the Rastafari brethren that you're talking about had skills. They were tradespeople,
Yes.
gardener, I hear, road work. So they weren't just idle.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
You know who was one of the elders that is you would currently know? Fidel.
Fidel, yes.
My father trained him as a carpenter.
Okay.
And then he ran away because my father was always finding work for him when he wanted to relax. Yes, those days were colonial days, were under a British flag. It means that a lot of the Rastas were being arrested for sedition and treason.
Wow.
For giving alliance to a king that was not the king of England.
Okay. Yes. So it was dangerous to be Rastafari in that time.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Not like today where it's a fashion and you style and the...
I would never imagine it. The longest never see the most.
All right. We changed our location to get out of the sun. The sun is beating here in Washington, D.C. But the reasoning is so sweet. We couldn't just end it so. So we were talking about the early elders, and this is the late 40s, early 50s, and you know the persecution that Rastafari was facing, but that also that these were skilled brethren. These were brethren with a trade. These were brethren who were seeing youth and encouraging reading. Because right now the image of Rastafari in Jamaica has changed dramatically, as you know, because the artists have been pushed to the forefront, and sometimes you know,
Jah give everyone a talent.
Yes,
So the artist's talent is to sing and dance
yes, yes,
and to paint. Not the talent as a speaker and community builder.
yes,
What he can do, or she, is contribute to the community building people.
yes.
But because they can get an audience of almost 10,000 and whatever, they think they are the ones supposed to lead. So they don't have that talent.
So we're going into some serious, and what we're gonna do, family, we're gonna just ask Nana to read some of her poetry from the book, and I want our viewers, wherever you are, because Amazon delivers almost globally now.
Yes.
So you can order the book, the poem. This is a treat for us to really get this type of access to one of our great matriarchs who is also a poet. Can you just share with us another poem from Africa on the Move? Again, it's available on